Welcome to Monday. It's June 7th, 2021. Your day where the podcast is being brought to you by Chugwater Chili, the gourmet spice of Western life. Make plans to come to Chugwater on June 19th for the 35th annual Chugwater Chili Cook-Off. Enjoy live music, vendors, ranch rodeo, and of course, chili tasting. Tickets are $15. Kids 12 and under are free. Get your tickets online at chugwaterchiliCookoff.org or when you arrive. More heat and not much rain. I'm afraid to say, folks, that it is going to continue to be very warm as the pattern sort of gets stuck. We're going to be in a rather stagnant pattern here for a while that will keep the heat across the Intermountain West. And this is going to keep temperatures very warm, well above average, very hot in some areas. And rain chances are mainly going to be east of the divide, and even then, they're going to be spotty. We did see some showers and thunderstorms in some locations over the weekend, and we'll see some thunderstorms in some locations in the coming days, but it's going to be hard to really get widespread rain anywhere. In areas west of the divide, the western slopes of Wyoming and Colorado, as you get into the Great Basin states of Utah and Nevada and down into Arizona, New Mexico, it is still going to be really, really hot and dry. This is why we have a high pressure ridge up here in the eastern Pacific and a trough coming into the Pacific Northwest. This system, though, up here is going to kind of get stuck. This high and this low together was going to basically be in the same configuration. So what happens is that winds aloft are going to continue to come up from the desert southwest, pumping in some really warm air. Now, occasionally, you're going to get little disturbances coming through this flow to trigger showers and thunderstorms. But basically, the story here is that this pattern, as you're going to see here in the maps going forward, gets stuck. These are forecasted high temperatures for Tuesday. Look at all the 90s in this gray area here, some 100s down in eastern New Mexico and the southern plains with the heat in the desert southwest. This is for Wednesday. So this is today. This is Wednesday, and see these red colors here? This is just a really big area of high pressure developing over the southern and southwestern areas of the United States. So the heat continues to build. The clockwise, remember, air around a high moves clockwise and counterclockwise around lows. So what is happening is there's just a pump, a heat pump, so to speak, out of the desert states getting brought all the way into this part of the nation right here. And this is where the heat is going to be very persistent all week and into the weekend. This is for a week from today. High pressure gets settled here over the desert states, and this low, yeah, that is the same low, is stuck. So this is a stagnant pattern. We're stuck in gear. So day in and day out, the weather pattern isn't going to change much. The only fluctuations will be maybe little surges of moisture coming that could lead to some scattered showers and thunderstorms. But look at these temperatures. This is for Thursday afternoon. Some lower 100s in northeastern Wyoming, western South Dakota, parts of southeastern Montana, 90s along and east of the Continental Divide. Now, temperatures aren't quite as hot west of the divide, but the problem is, look at the heat down here. It is really, really beginning to build under that big high. And if you go further out, these are temperatures by next Tuesday into next Wednesday, and you're starting to get 120 degree temperatures in the deserts of Arizona and Southern California as that big high sets up. Now, one thing that'll happen is with this big heat building, that is going to help draw some subtropical moisture in about 2 weeks into this region here and into here. Basically, the beginnings of the monsoon is that desert heat helps draw that moisture northward. But if you look at the 10 days, this is over the next 7 to 10 days, you can see this arch of temperatures relative to average well above normal. And relative to average, here's that axis again, the axis of heat that is going to be very persistent over the next week to 10 days. Anywhere you see orange or yellow here, temperatures over the next week are going to be above average. Blue here, closer to that low, temperatures are going to be a little bit below average. Now let's take a look at the thunderstorm threat. With the low up here and that flow of air coming up like this, there is going to be a little bit of moisture coming up along and east of the divide that is going to produce some scattered showers and thunderstorms today. This is the risk of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, but notice west of the divide, the air is just not going to be wet enough to get any moisture going for thunderstorms west of the divide, just along and east of the divide. And even in this area here, and in this area here, you're just not going to get anything widespread. And you can see that up around the axis of that heat, up near the Canadian border, there will be some more active thunderstorm activity. And also along and east of the divide here, there's going to be some shower and thunderstorm activity. And in the mountains of northwestern Wyoming and eastern Idaho as well. However, look how spotty it is elsewhere. And look how this area of dryness, this wedge of dryness, continues into this area here. Very dry conditions. That dry desert air are going to really keep it hard to get showers and thunderstorms going. Along and east of the divide, there is going to be probably more thunderstorms and showers than the model is showing here, but nothing that you can really take to the bank in terms of making sure your lawn or garden gets watered, because it's all up to luck and chance for those thunderstorms to hit your area. Now, here's one hint. We talked about maybe that desert heat starting to bring maybe some moisture to the desert southwest, and we can see that here over Arizona and New Mexico, and maybe some of that subtropical moisture coming up out of Mexico into the western slope areas, but not until around or after June 20th. Don't forget to use Chugwater Don at checkout for 20% off. Have a good day and stay cool, everybody.